Hello, everyone. Welcome to our post-game press conference here as Army defeated Louisiana-Monroe 37-7. We're going to start here with questions for Christian Anderson. You can give me a text and let me know if you have a question, and I will prompt you, and then you can unmute yourself and ask your question. But very important that you keep your line muted if you're not speaking. So with that, we will start with Ken Kreitzer. Ken Kreitzer.
Christian, congratulations on a great game today. It was a struggle at times, especially at the end of the first half and the beginning of the second quarter. What did it take to get your team going?
We were just shooting ourselves in the foot sometimes. I had a fumble, bad pitches, but we came in at halftime. Coach got us going, and we knew they weren't really stopping us. We were just shooting ourselves in the foot. So we knew if we just executed the way we're supposed to, we would come out on top.
Chris, I just got to ask you about the direct snap at the on the second drive. You had basically 2 3-and-outs, but then you did the direct snap to Wilson Cateau. Just tell us about that play. What did it look like from your viewpoint?
Yeah, I was on the bench, and then about to talk to my quarterback coach, and then I just see on the big screen he was running down the sideline. So it was a really energetic play, and we got a lot of energy from it, and we knew we had to capitalize off it.
And Chris, just to ask you about, you had 106 yards rushing of your team's 436. How did you feel the running game? Well, what did it take to have the running game do so well throughout most of the game?
Yeah, it was a good job by all the guys on the offense. The line were creating really big holes for me. The slots and the receivers were doing a great job on the outside, arcing their guys, and I was just able to find holes in the defense and able to exploit them.
Thank you very much.
Next question, Ken McMillan. Ken McMillan, do you have a question?
Hi, Christian. Congratulations on the win. I think the play everyone's going to talk about is that hit you took in the second quarter. What did you see? What did that feel like? And how worried were you?
Yeah, I was getting ready to throw the ball. Took a hit right around my ribs area, but I came out. I was fine. Went in, got checked out. Everything was fine, so I came back. I was able to finish the game.
Was it more of a pain, or did you get the wind knocked out of you?
Yeah, I think I just got the wind knocked out of me.
You came back in the third quarter, obviously, the first series 3-and-out, but how important was it for not only the team, but you to direct that next scoring drive?
Yeah, it was an important drive. We had to get the momentum on our side, so I was glad we were able to put a drive together and get a touchdown.
Kenny touched on it earlier, but what was stalling with the Army offense for those 4 or 5 series before you guys turned it back on again?
Yeah, I think we were just making mental mistakes. I was loose with the football on one of the drives. I had a fumble, and I think we were just shooting ourselves in the foot. We weren't executing the way we wanted to. I think that's really what it came down to.
Thank you.
Any further questions for Christian?
Can I get another one here?
Yes, sir.
Christian, obviously next week, Brigham Young, big challenge. What are your early thoughts on facing the Cougars after what you saw they did against Navy?
Yeah, I'm excited to play them. I'm gonna watch the film. We're gonna start our game planning tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Ken Kreitzer, one more question, if I could. Christian, could you just comment on Jamil Jones going in the last series in the first half, being able to get that nice completion to Isaiah Alston?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the drive. I think he did a great job being thrown in the fire like that. I have complete trust in him and all the other quarterbacks, and I think he did a great job.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Christian. So next we have Marquel Broughton here. Questions for Marquel? Ken Kreitzer, you want to start us off?
Yeah, thank you. Congratulations, Markel. Just tell us about your defensive strategy in this game. You knew that Louisiana-Monroe likes to pass the ball, and they had some completions, but just tell us about your strategy on defense today.
Well, really, we just wanted to follow the plan. We wanted to do our job and just make sure that we were playing fast, causing turnovers, and just doing the things that we were taught to do.
I just asked you about you were involved with 2 turnovers in the second half, the fumble recovery, and then an interception. Maybe you could just tell us about those plays.
Our defense was in the right spot. Our D-line was in his face. He threw one up, and everyone was just doing their job, and I happened just to be there and make the play. And then on the fumble, like I said, we were just doing our job, and Nolan, he stripped him, and I was just right there to make the play again.
Very good. Thank you.
Questions from Ken McMillan?
Marco, congratulations on the win. How important was it for you guys to, as a defense, to kind of gather yourselves there in the second half and kind of reestablish yourselves?
Well, we knew what we needed to do. We had no turnovers. We hadn't created any turnovers in the first half, and at halftime we were just saying to each other, like, we need to get the ball back. We need to, like, we were getting 3 and outs and everything like that, but we knew that we needed to finish, and that's really key to what we do. We were the fourth quarter warriors, so we just finished and continued just to grind.
Monroe challenged you, the secondary, a bit more than Middle Tennessee did last week. What was that like?
I'm gonna say it was fun. We knew that they were a good passing team. We knew that they had some success in the past season on throwing the ball. So it was fun. Just being a defensive back. You want the ball to be in the air.
Can you offer a few words about Nolan Cockrell? He had a big day, 6 tackles, a forced fumble, a block. Just talk about his game.
He's a stud. He knows how to play football. He does what he has to do. I love to be his brother.
Any further questions for Marquel?
Marquel, just a couple. What do you think about the matchup with BYU next week?
Well, Coach Monken, he keys on playing Army every week, and we have to beat ourselves to win a game. So, we're going to focus on us. We know they're a good team, and like Christian said, I'm ready to challenge.
Ken Kreitzer, I just asked about John Radican had a couple of big plays in the first half. He had a sack that forced the field goal attempt, which was blocked, and then later on had a sack along with Corbani Bonsu to force a punt. Just tell us about the impact of John Radican today.
Well, we all have a part in defense, and I can say he did his part. And like I said, I'm happy to even call him my brother.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Marquel. Next, we have Wilson Cateau. Questions for Wilson?
Wilson, this is congratulations, Ken Kreitzer with American Legion Radio. Just tell us about the direct snap play, which you ran 47 yards. So just tell us about what was it like when you knew that was going to be a play you were going to get the ball.
Well, we knew it was a great situation to execute that play. We've been working on the fake punt all week. And fortunately, we went out there, everybody did their job, and executed really well, and it went in our favor.
And have you played any offense? Have you run the ball any other times?
No, sir. I'm a middle linebacker, so I tend to stay away from the offense.
Okay, congratulations. That was the play of the game.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions for Wilson?
Yes, Ken here. Wilson, what's it like to, you know that you've been practicing it, but then for the coach to give you the call, what was since you knew you were going to be getting the ball, What was going through your mind? How excited were you?
It was a very nerve-wracking moment, I have to say. I knew I just had to keep the fundamentals, watch that ball all the way in. The last thing I wanted to do was drop the ball. And then once I had it in my hands, I knew just run, make sure get that first down, and then the rest played out in our favor.
What's it like to break free on a play like that?
The open field is it's a great moment. I knew that I just had to keep running, try to swerve one tackle. Punt returner ended up tackling me off the sideline, but it was a great play. It was well executed by everybody else. Everybody did their job, and I'm glad it went our way.
Who congratulated you first?
It would have to be my teammate. All my teammates swarmed around me on the sideline. I can't name one that congratulated me first, but it was a great play. Everybody did their job, and that was a huge win for the punt team.
Did any of the runners or receivers come up to you and give you a hard time about your speed?
Some noted on the fact that I could have tucked the ball away a little bit better, but no one really provided any negative comments. No, sir.
Thank you, Wilson.
Thanks, sir.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Wilson.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Nolan Cockrell. Questions for Nolan?
Nolan, Ken Kreitzer.
Ken Kreitzer, start us off.
Okay, Ken Kreitzer, Sons of American Legion. Nolan, congratulations. Just tell us about the strategy of your defense. You're playing a good offensive team. What was the key strategy for defense and your defensive linemen?
Yes, sir. As a defensive line, we just emphasize playing hard, rallying to the ball, and playing as a unit. So going into this game, that's what we're focusing on. Everybody just doing their job and following the plan. So.
And if you would tell us about the field goal in the first half that you got, it looked like you got a hand on the ball. Just tell us about that play and what happened.
Yes, sir. So, everybody just did a great job. Got great push, and I believe it was actually Ryan Durant got his hand up and got a piece of it. So we all celebrated together, and it was a great moment, great play.
How do you feel your defense is coming together as a unit now after 2 games? You got a big challenge next week. How do you feel your defense is coming together at this point in the season?
It's just exciting to be a part of our defense. Everybody really cares for each other, and we're playing hard together, and it's fun to go out there on Saturdays as a defensive unit.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nolan, Ken McMillan from the Times-Herald Record. How satisfying was this victory?
It's always satisfying to get a victory. Anytime I can go out there and play with the team, it's a great day. So.
But this game was different from the Middle Tennessee game. So does this mean that you guys passed another test or facing another different type of challenge?
I think every week's giving us different challenges in different aspects of the game. We just prepare and do our jobs and play hard. So.
And Nolan, just some quick thoughts on the BYU game ahead, especially after their takedown of Navy recently.
I think everybody's just excited and grateful to have another opportunity to play. So I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Nolan. Next, we have Jacoby Buchanan. Questions for Jacoby. Charles Grievous, you want to start us off? Charles? Okay, we'll start with...
Congratulations, Jacoby. Great day rushing, 106 yards rushing. The B-back position is very deep, at least 4 or 5 deep, if you will. How do you keep yourself mentally ready on the sidelines if and when your number is called?
Yes, sir. So really it's just Coach Vidi always harps on staying ready, doing your job when the number's called, and really just learning from the guys like in front of you. So I learned so much from Sandon and Kay while they play. We all have like something that, we're better at or just something that we're good at on the field. So really just learning from those guys and just staying ready when your number's called.
Great. And my follow-up question to that is, I think it was a 40-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. You're a big guy. Have you been timed in the 40, and did you think your 40 time would kick in?
To be honest, sir, I haven't ran a 40 in a long time, but on the field, you do look like you're running kind of fast, but, when you see it on video, it tells a different story. But just blessed to be in that position to make that play.
Great. Thanks a lot, and congratulations again.
Next question for Jacoby.
And that's Ken Kreitzer from the American Legion. Jacoby, congratulations. Your offense, 436 yards. You had 106 of them rushing. Tell us about your offensive line and the job they did to support the running backs.
Yes, sir. They just did an all-around great job. The offensive line, the slot backs, the receivers. I just can't talk about enough how good of a job they did. I think on both of the touchdowns that I scored, I was untouched. And that's a testament to just how good they blocked all game. So I give it up to them, the way they fought, they got guys to the ground, just all around, just the way they played.
And Jacoby, did you feel that the offensive line wore down the defense after going into the second half, and part of the reason you had those two opportunities?
Yes, sir, without a doubt. Just the way I see it, the way they work hard in practice every week, it just translates over to the games and just what they do to the defensive linemen. You look over and, you could just see the wear and tear that our O-line does to, opposing defenses. So just, again, hats off to them, just the way they practice, the way they play, just an all-around great group of guys.
How do you feel like your game has improved? I know you've worked on conditioning this year. How do you feel your game improved, and how satisfying it must be today to have a top game?
Yes, sir. Just working with the other B-backs and Coach Vidi, we just do a lot of drills, trying to picking your feet up, running through trash, just different types of drills that we do in practice that, directly translate over to games. Just all around help me throughout the off season from last year to this year.
Thank you, Jacoby.
Ken McMullen.
Ken McMullen from the Times Herald Record. Congratulations. Jacoby, you mentioned the Charles earlier, that each of the running backs have special gifts that they're good at. What are you good at in your eyes?
Well, just naturally I'm 260 pounds, so I'm kind of just bigger than a lot of linebackers, almost the size of the linemen. So just that being 260 pounds, I kind of have just a natural forward lean. So, I try to just get as many yards after contact as possible.
But what I saw on those two touchdowns was you showed proper patience. I think on both plays, you tried to hit a hole. You kind of got held up at a line of scrimmage. You paused, and then you found the hole. So you were showing patience out there.
Yes, sir. We just practice. We practice in practice. Sometimes the hole's not going to be there right away, but just the way the line moves and the slots, the blocks come together, the hole's eventually going to be there. So sometimes, we practice, we just have to wait for the hole, but eventually it'll be there. And just like in the games, they were there.
Personally, was this your best game or favorite game since you've been here?
Just anytime we win, it's one of my favorite games, but in my first college touchdown, it does mean a lot. So, it was, one of those wins up there for me.
Jacoby, what was it like to see Christian go down in the first half? And what was it like? What was the response when he came back in the second half and led you guys on a scoring drive?
Yeah, so, whenever we see, one of our guys go down, you never want to see that, but, we kind of just have that next man up mentality. Jamel, I talk to Jamel a lot. He practices really hard, and we all practice really hard. So I knew, you hate to see Christian go down. You never like to see that, but, it's just I knew Jamel, he was ready to step up, and he did, came in and stepped up. You just love to see Christian back on the field too. So
was that an inspiration? Did it pick you guys up?
Oh, I mean, yes, sir. Seeing him come back and fight through injuries, we always love to see that. And, yeah, just him being back, it means a lot to the team.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jacoby. Next up, we have Coach Monken up here. Give him a couple minutes to get down here. All right, Coach, you want to start with an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Good to get another win, and proud of the way our guys finished the game. I thought we played particularly well in the first quarter, just as a team, both offensively and defensively, and kind of fell apart there in the second quarter on offense. We had, we had the fumble, and then I guess we had a fourth down stop, and then got stopped ourselves. They stopped us on fourth down, had a 3-and-out, and then the last drive we started it with a 5-yard false start penalty, and just a great play by Isaiah Alston on that catch over on their sideline, kicked a field goal, but just didn't play very well in that second quarter. We let up a couple of big plays, chunk plays on defense. One on a third down, 3rd and 7. It wasn't a long play, but the pass over the middle, I think 16 yards. It got them a first down. They had a 25-yard run down there close, and kind of brought the game within reach. And we tried to go fast after they scored, to try to get some points after, and that doesn't happen very often for us. So we punt, they punt it back, and we take it right back down and got a field goal. I mean, I think all that happened within about 2 minutes. So that just wasn't very pretty end of the first half, but encouraged by just the attitude of our guys in the second half. We started the second half, really kind of hoped we'd go out there and score and make it a 3-score game right away. We 3-and-out and punt to them. Defense did a great job getting them off the field, and we found a way to get it going with the fake punt, and I think that really kind of spurred us on to the victory. At that point it was 10 points, and to be able to stretch the lead was, I think, a big play in the game and a big score in that drive. So just really thrilled for our guys. I'm very proud for them. 2-0, and it's a good start. We certainly got a lot more tests ahead of us, but we're going to enjoy this one. It was fun to be back out there. A beautiful day, and give ULM credit. They went through a lot of adversity in preseason camp, just with having to take some days away. They had a hurricane come through, and I thought their coaches did a really good job, and their kids played hard.
We'll take questions here first from Charles Grievous.
Yes, good afternoon, Coach, and congratulations on the win. Great game. Obviously, you can go 3 or 4 deep at fullback. How do you feel, or how does it feel to see Jacoby kind of step up to the plate today?
I was happy for him. We feel like he's a really good in-the-box runner, and I heard him mention he's a bigger guy, and he always seems to be able to move the pile, but he has really good vision, and he's got really good feet. He's an outstanding athlete for a guy that size. And to finish that second touchdown, I thought the guy was going to run him down, and he had enough speed to get it all the way to the end zone. So great to see him have a day like that. And there's a good bunch of guys there, obviously, with Sandon and Cade being veterans, and we saw Anthony last week made a great run to score a touchdown for us, and Jacoby today. So that's encouraging. We usually are a better offense if we've got a good B back, and when we've been really good, we've had 2 or 3. I think I talked about it last week, like when we had Woolfolk, Davidson, and Holt, along with McCoy and Connor Slomka. You know, it was a pretty good bunch of guys, and we're not the same. These guys are a little bit different. They all have their own talents, but I think it's a good group, and they're well coached. Coach Vitti does a good job.
Great, and not to be overlooked is the defensive play for the second straight week, holding ULM to just 9 first downs, 200 yards in total offense. Can you talk about the performance of the defense overall?
They're playing really, really hard, and just couldn't be more pleased with the effort that they're playing with, how physical. Getting 2 more turnovers today. Marquell is just really playing well. Just so happy for him. He's a great kid and a hard worker, a tremendous leader for us, even as a sophomore. And Coach Woody and the defensive staff, I don't know if I could be more pleasantly surprised with how well we've played the first 2 weeks and how they've gotten these guys prepared. So I hope it'll last.
And my follow-up and final question is, the fake punt in the third quarter was 4th and 10, 9 minutes left on the clock at your own 35-yard line. Was there anything in particular you saw that gave you the confidence to make the call at that time?
Well, you know how much I like to punt, Charles. And we had already been out there a couple of times, which is 2 times too many for me. And I didn't really want to punt again, so I just thought we'd give that a whirl. But no, the fact is we practice those plays so that if we feel like there's an opportune time, and we felt like that was, without giving anything away, we felt pretty confident that we were going to be able to execute it. We talked about it, had time to talk to the guys that are on that punt team while the offense was on the field, and those are 4 defensive players right at the point of attack there. So had a chance to talk with them and discuss it, and they went out and executed it perfectly.
Thanks once again, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Charles.
Next question's here from Ken Kreitzer.
Congratulations, Coach. Ken Kreitzer, Sons of the American Legion. It seems like your defense obviously had a lot of players making big plays. Cunningham, 6 tackles, Radigan, 6, Cockrell, defensive lineman at 6. But you were able to put pressure on the quarterback up the middle, but you also were able to maintain your pass defense. Tell us a little bit about your strategy today on containing the offense.
They were different than the team we played a week ago, and we had to adjust our plan accordingly. I thought Nate did a great job. Nate Woody's an outstanding football coach. He's a great defensive coordinator, and it's one of the reasons I wanted to hire him for this job when we decided we were going to do something different. And I'd faced him enough on opposite sidelines and admired the job that he did and respected the job that he did. And he just puts our guys in position. He makes it, I think I said last week, makes it easy enough for our guys to be able to execute, but complex enough that we're not just sitting out there where everybody knows we're going to be all the time. And he does a great job. He's got a good staff. Those guys are doing a terrific job coaching their guys. We had a couple of times where we actually probably could have gotten sacks or tackles for losses, and credit to Louisiana-Monroe. They broke out of those and made some plays, but we were at least getting in position, and hopefully we'll get to the point where we're finishing those plays off, and we can get those tackles for losses or those sacks, which are big plays in a game. Those make a big difference.
And, Coach, maybe to speak to your offensive line, you had 436 yards rushing, but there were times where it seemed like Louisiana-Monroe was stopping the pitch play to the outside. How did you feel the offense was doing overall on the offensive line in particular?
It became an interior game. It was a fullback game. The quarterback's off tackle, whether it was the midline and running in there behind those guys, or it was the zone option and the quarterback carrying the ball. I thought that it really became a game where they wanted to keep it off the edges and not let our guys get out there and race around with it. Tyrell had a bunch of carries last week, and a lot of those came off the pitch, and they kind of took that away from us. There were some plays where we could get it out there, as you saw, but others where they forced it back inside. And the offensive line, when a team rushes for over 400 yards, typically the offensive line has played pretty well. And I think our guys played well. There are going to be times that we talked about it at halftime that we had a blocker for one of their guys and we didn't finish the block, and they were able to slide off of it or play under it or play over it and make a play. And we talked about that at halftime, and we've got to do a better job of sustaining blocks so that we can hit some big plays.
And final question, Coach, just ask you, how do you pick a player like Wilson Cateau to from the special teams to be the person you're going to send the ball to on an important play like that? He seemed like he hasn't had a lot of experience running with the ball. Why did you pick Wilson to take that play?
Cato's a good special teams player. He plays on a kickoff team, punt block team. He's got a lot of experience playing on the special teams, and so we trust him. We got a lot of faith in him. And when a guy plays on all the special teams and his reps on defense are very limited, that becomes his thing. He takes a tremendous amount of pride in it and wants to make a contribution in that way. And we've got a lot of guys on our team that have come up that way. You know, John Radigan was a special teams player forever, and now he's starting at inside linebacker. Fabrice Voyne is playing a lot at outside linebacker, but he's maybe one of our best special teams players. And so Cato has been a guy for us that plays on all those teams, really learns all the schemes, and just that play in general. I mean, he can communicate with us and the coaches and say, here's what I see. He's in the position where he kind of has to make the decisions for us on the punt team, and he's a good football player. So we didn't have any hesitation running that play with him. And the reason he's in there is because he's really good at protecting the punter. The most important thing on the punt play is that you're able to punt the ball down the field. And we got a really good punter. Harding I think his first punt was over 50 yards, and he averaged, I think, 45 yards or something like that on his 2 punts today. He's a good player. And so we want to protect him. The punt play, our philosophy, is the most important play in football. It's the only offensive play we have that averages 40 yards a play if we execute it correctly, and it's a field position game. So that's why Cato's in there. It's because we trust him to set our protection like it's supposed to be, so we can protect our punter, and so we just don't want to trade out personnel to run fakes or something like that. We want to keep the same guys in there so that if we have to abort the fake and just punt the ball, we got our best people in there to protect.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Ken.
Ken McMillan.
Jeff, Ken McMillan from the Times-Herald Record. Jeff, can you talk about what you were thinking when you saw Christian Anderson go down the way he did?
Just hoping he wasn't hurt so bad that he couldn't play anymore this year or this game or whatever. I mean, I hate to see kids get hurt, whether it's ours or somebody else's. I hate to see a player get hurt because those guys work really hard and they put a lot into it, and whether it's our players or somebody else's, those kids got a lot invested, and so I was hopeful he'd be okay, and as it turns out, he was, and glad to see him go back in there.
Did it give you any flashbacks to last year?
No, I mean, it's football, and it's not golf or ping pong. There's going to be guys get banged up and get hurt, and in our offense, we ask the quarterback to carry the ball a lot. So he's going to take some hits, and he's like everybody else. Every once in a while, he's going to get banged up. So certainly it's frustrating to lose a guy, particularly at that position, and we went through that a lot last year. But I've got a lot of faith in Jamel Jones, and I got a lot of faith in Maurice Ballon, and I got a lot of faith in our quarterbacks coach, Cody Worley, and our play caller Brent Davis, the offensive coordinator, to have those guys prepared and ready and give them things that they can do. So we didn't have any problem putting Jamel in there, and I thought he did a good job.
What did it say to you when you saw Christian go back in the third quarter and direct that scoring drive?
Well, I think there's something about being the starting quarterback, and when the offense is out there and they have the starting quarterback leading the huddle, it's different. And I don't think that's unique to us. I think that's probably the case for everybody that plays this game. So I'm sure our players who are out there were glad to see, a guy that's a veteran player like Christian come back in, and probably they were happy for him and relieved for him that he wasn't hurt so bad that he couldn't play. So it probably gave him a little bit of a boost.
Can you give us your assessment of the team, quick assessment after 2 weeks?
Improving. I thought we did some things better today than we did last week, though it wasn't as complete a game. I thought we did some things better, and there's obviously from just watching it from my vantage point and likely from yours, you saw some mistakes, and so did I. So we've got to improve on those, and hopefully we'll continue to do that.
It certainly ramps up next week. Your early thoughts on BYU?
Just going to enjoy this one, and like we do every week, try to prepare Army to play the best that Army can play. And the Paul Johnson, who I worked for a long time, he had this saying that the best way to win a game is not to lose it, and there's a lot of wisdom in that. It's just don't let Army beat Army. I heard one of the players come up here and say that today, and we've just got to really concentrate on us and getting better. We made enough mistakes today to lose a football game, and fortunately we made some plays and Monroe wasn't able to capitalize. So as other teams play and they improve during the season, we're going to have to make far fewer mistakes, especially the self-inflicted ones, so that we can continue to have a chance to beat the team we're playing, not beat ourselves.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, thanks everybody.